Why is Jungkook sleeping like that? Viral bedtime clip sparks debate over whether his baby bear mode is natural or carefully crafted. Was it just an adorable, late-night moment recorded by a fan account? Or did Jungkook unknowingly ignite one of the funniest yet most emotional debates of the year? Why did a 42-second clip, yes, just 42 seconds, reveal a new side of Jungkook's bedtime habits that fans swear should not be that sweet for a 28-year-old global superstar? And the biggest question of all, is this the real Jungkook? Or is someone trying to preserve a cuteness narrative around him as he grows older? These are the questions flooding social media as millions of ARMY across the globe stay up late. Not because they can't sleep, but because Jungkook's sleeping style has suddenly become the hottest story of the week. It all started with a tiny video posted on X, formerly Twitter, by the fan archive account at Archiver4JK, known for sharing soft, intimate content of the BTS Golden Magne. The video, posted on December 3rd, captured Jungkook in what appears to be a warm, wood-themed room, casually dressed in an oversized white t-shirt and wireless earphones, lazily preparing to sleep. How does something so ordinary become a global trending topic? The answer lies in a chaotic, adorable, and strangely theatrical moment. Jungkook versus the pillow. The overlay text said, "Ready for bed," and "Junbi onbop," but fans argue it should have said, "Ready for war." The footage shows Jungkook wrestling, yes, wrestling, with his pillow as if it were a longtime rival. He punches it lightly, pulls it, tosses it, and then collapses dramatically beneath his thick, white blanket. But what came next is what really set ARMY on fire. The way he curled his body, tiny and warm, into what fans now call baby bear mode. A pose so sweet, so gentle, so oddly youthful for a man approaching 30 that ARMY could only scream into the void, and scream they did. Within hours, the clip exploded past 9,200 likes, 1,200 reposts, and 116,000 views, flooding timelines with reactions ranging from chaotic screaming to existential questioning. Fans commented things like, "I do the same thing, help. The pillow is going to run away. My father does this exact thing. And Kamusahin Banget Dek Sama Bentelnya," turning the comments into something resembling a global sleepover. But behind the laughter, something else began brewing. Something deeper, something unexpectedly divisive. While many fans embraced Jungkook's sleepy sweetness, others, particularly on Korean forums, hinted that his baby bear mode might not be entirely spontaneous. Was Jungkook's adorable sleeping style genuinely him? Or was it part of an image carefully maintained to keep him in the cute magne mold despite his growing maturity? After all, this is the same man with tattoos, muscular arms, and a stage persona that leaves stadiums breathless. How can someone simultaneously project global pop icon and sleepy baby bear? Is it even possible that both are true? To understand why Jungkook's sleeping habits have become a cultural flashpoint, one must look closer, not just at the video, but at what it represents. Fans across the world, from Indonesia to the US, responded not just to the cute gestures, but to the emotional contrast. A superstar who performs in front of millions now quietly fighting a pillow in a tiny wooden room. Perhaps that contrast is what makes Jungkook endlessly fascinating. Because who is Jungkook when the cameras turn off? Who is he when he thinks no one is watching? And more importantly, why does it feel like we're discovering a new version of him in a low-resolution bedtime clip? But as the clip continued spreading across platforms, shifting from X to TikTok, from TikTok to Instagram Reels, and finally into Korean and international media forums, something remarkable happened. What began as a harmless, late-night fan giggle suddenly transformed into a heated global conversation. The question forming in the minds of viewers was no longer just, why is Jungkook fighting a pillow? But why does he sleep like a child who just won a battle against imaginary villains? The internet, famously relentless and endlessly analytical, started dissecting every detail of the clip. The angle of his arm when he pulled the pillow close. The softness of the blanket swallowing half of his face. The way he tucked his knees closer, almost like a warm instinct rather than a conscious action. The slight wiggle, the tiny shift of shoulders, the breath that escaped like a sigh. These were not the mannerisms of a global icon in full stage mode. These were the movements of someone safe, unguarded, and completely unaware that the world was watching. And perhaps that was the spark. Was it the innocence? The contrast? The vulnerability? Or was it the undeniable nostalgia of seeing Jungkook, the same boy who debuted at 15, curl up like he still carried fragments of that youth? ARMY couldn't decide. They only knew one thing. The moment was far too sweet to ignore. Korean netizens, however, had a different tone. Some adored the clip, saying it reminded them of Jungkook's early dorm days with BTS, back when he used rolled-up towels as pillows and complained about cold floors. Others raised eyebrows, suggesting the possibility that his cute image was intentionally being maintained. After all, public perception is powerful, branding is real, and idols often walk the tightrope of maturity and innocence. But here lay the question that refused to dissolve. Would Jungkook really need to act cute when he's already beloved worldwide for simply being himself? That question became the heartbeat of the discourse, because fans know Jungkook can switch personas faster than a camera shutter. On stage, he has fire, sharp movements, magnetic charisma, a voice that pierces and melts simultaneously. Off stage, he drifts between roles. The shy youngest, the playful brother, the introspective artist, the man with tattoos and muscles, and yes, the soft-hearted boy who still fights pillows before bed. Maybe that was why the debate refused to settle, because who exactly is Jungkook supposed to be at 28?
Cool.
Mature?
Sexy.
Innocent? Powerful? Or all of the above? And if he truly embodies all of them, what does that say about us? The viewers trying to put him into a single box. As the debate escalated, another unexpected twist appeared. Some fans noticed the room. The wooden walls, the soft lighting, the humble bed frame, the thick white blanket, the earphones, wireless but simple. The overall quietness of the space. IT was not the room of a megastar worth millions. It was not the glamorous hotel suite fans might expect. It looked normal, almost too normal. A room that could belong to anyone. A room that could belong to you, which led ARMY to ask, where is Jungkook? Why is he sleeping there? Is he alone? Is he filming something? Is this for a secret project? Or is this really just his private moment? The mystery of the room became a subplot, one that fans couldn't stop analyzing. Some insisted the wood paneling matched certain studios in Korea. Others claimed it looked like military dorms. Others argued it resembled Airbnb-style rentals seen in previous behind-the-scenes footage. The theories multiplied, and the more theories emerged, the more the clip grew, because what seemed at first like a warm, harmless bedtime moment had become a global puzzle, one made even more fascinating by Jungkook's silence. He did not comment. He did not repost. He did not like the video. His Weverse remained quiet. And that silence only fueled the frenzy. What was he hiding? Or, more intriguingly, what was he unintentionally revealing? As hours passed, fans began digging deeper into the emotional layer of the clip. Why did his sleeping position feel so raw? Why did so many fans describe it as painful to watch in a sweet way? Why did thousands of viewers admit they felt unexpectedly emotional over a grown man curling into a blanket? Perhaps it was the timing. The world is changing. The members of BTS are completing military service, entering new chapters, preparing for their grown-up eras. Jungkook, in particular, has crossed from golden magne to full-fledged global artist. And yet, in this single clip, the world saw the boy they fell in love with years ago. IT wasn't staged, IT wasn't polished, IT wasn't promotional, IT wasn't glamorous, IT was human. That is why ARMY kept replaying it. Not because Jungkook fought the pillow like a mischievous child, but because the moment captured something painfully fleeting, the innocence of youth brushing against the reality of adulthood. Fans began saying things like, "He looks tired but soft. He looks alone but peaceful. He reminds me of the Jungkook we watched grow up. He's 28, but he still sleeps like someone who needs to be protected." Words filled with contradiction, affection and longing, laughter and sentimentality, warmth and melancholy. Was it possible that a simple bedtime clip had awakened a deeper emotion? A reminder that idols age, fans grow older, years pass, And yet some pieces of nostalgia cling to the heart as if refusing to let go. ARMY felt it. Even those who laughed felt it. Even those who made memes felt it. Even those who questioned his image felt it, because the truth was simple. Watching Jungkook sleep like that made the world realize how quickly time is moving, and how desperately everyone wanted to hold onto what they still could. The turning point arrived quietly, almost without warning. As the clip continued to dominate timelines, journalists, culture critics, and behavioral analysts began chiming in, because apparently, Jungkook's bedtime behavior was no longer just fan content. It had evolved into something analysts called the perfect intersection of celebrity intimacy and parasocial nostalgia. A phrase so dramatic that even ARMY had to laugh. But beneath that laughter, something was undeniably true. The world wasn't reacting to the pillow fight. The world was reacting to what the pillow fight represented: a superstar, stripped of stage lights and choreography, curling into himself the way someone does when they feel safe. A 28-year-old man considered one of the most influential artists of his generation, still sleeping like the boy who once arrived at Big Hit with big eyes and a shy smile, a global icon, in a room too simple for someone of his status, performing a ritual that looked like muscle memory rather than performance. Experts began describing Jungkook's behavior as regressive comfort, a psychological term referring to adults who unconsciously return to childlike behaviors when they feel relaxed or vulnerable. But ARMY, never needing a scientific explanation, simply said, "He sleeps like that because he's Jungkook." And maybe that was the truth, because Jungkook has always been a paradox wrapped in warmth, a man of extraordinary discipline who melts into adorable softness the moment he's no longer performing, a powerhouse vocalist who gets shy when praised, a muscular figure who still hides under blankets during live streams, a global celebrity who treats a pillow like a rival he can defeat in round one. In many ways, Jungkook's bedtime clip became the world's most unexpected personality test. How you reacted to it said something about you. If you laughed, it reflected the Jungkook you remember from Run BTS. If you felt emotional, it revealed the years you've spent watching him grow. If you felt protective, it showed that part of you still sees him as the youngest member, even when he's long past being the baby of the group. And that's when the heated discussion took a new shape. Is Jungkook cute because he is naturally cute, or because the world refuses to let him grow up? ARMY fought back against this accusation, insisting there was no manipulation, that Jungkook's cute image persists simply because he is like that in real life. He has always been a mix of contradictions. Fans pointed out, he boxes aggressively but drinks banana milk like comfort food. He performs with intensity but melts into blankets when tired. He sings with confidence but laughs awkwardly when praised. He trains like a professional athlete but loses battles to pillows. And manager created that duality. No marketing team strategized it. It was Jungkook in his natural, unfiltered form, but skeptics insisted otherwise. They argued companies rely heavily on the magne charm branding, even when idols age. They suggested the industry might be reluctant to let Jungkook transition fully into a mature image, especially considering his massive influence. But ARMY countered that Jungkook's mature era already exists. His solo album Golden, his Calvin Klein campaign, his bold tattoos, his late-night live streams, his grown-up conversations. If anything, the world already knows the adult Jungkook. Why did one sleeping position spark debates about image manipulation? Because the clip struck a nerve, because it blurred the line between boyhood and manhood, because Jungkook didn't need to speak. His innocence spoke for him. Because maybe the world misses softness more than it admits, because Jungkook's baby bear mode felt like a rebellion not against adulthood, but against the idea that adulthood must always be serious. And that thought opened a deeper emotional wound. The clip continued its journey into every corner of the internet. ARMY accounts compiled slow-motion edits of the moment Jungkook curled into the blanket. Others overlaid soft music onto his sleepy gestures. Some created humorous commentary videos, analyzing the battle with the pillow frame by frame like sports analysts. Memes circulated with captions such as "Pillow PTSD," "Jungkook 1," "Pillow 0," and "Baby Bear enters hibernation mode." But then came the unexpected wave. People who weren't even ARMY began commenting. Some said they finally understood why BTS had such a devoted fanbase. Some confessed the clip made them feel weirdly emotional even though they didn't follow the group. Some said Jungkook's sleep style reminded them of their younger selves. Some said it felt comforting to see a celebrity simply rest. And that's when the clip transcended fandom. IT became a cultural moment, a universal reminder that even global stars are human. Even icons need sleep. Even legends curl up like children when they're tired. But something else happened too. Something more revealing, more painful, more beautiful.